Let's see what Bill Maher has to say.
If there's one thing we've learned from the crisis in Ukraine, it's that everyone loves and the world still needs grown-ass men. Thank you. Guys.
Brilliant.
Look, you can go on about how masculinity is itself toxic, or you can be horny for Vladimir Zelensky, but you can't do both. If you haven't noticed, the internet these days is filled with posts like,
what? Vladimir Zelensky is literally like not a masculine guy.
Putin? More like Putin these
What?
nuts in your mouth.
Bro. Vladimir Zelensky literally has like videos of him straight up dancing around. He's like comfortable with his sexuality to a degree that he's like able to fucking dance to all the single ladies looking like Beyonce. What the fuck do you mean? What kind of stupid take is this? Also, why does he take the same position that like Chechens take in this? Like the Kadyrov unit is like, yes, we are not pussy gay like you Ukrainian dogs. Like, we are big masculine men, hard cocks, big beards. Like, why? Why is Bill Maher taking that attitude?
every woman in your life now has at least a small crush on Zelensky, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If I'm being honest, Zelensky gives me a lady boner. Badassery is sexy as fuck, and I want to bang Zelensky. Could it be that as much as women may want to create the perfect man, there's always going to be a little bit of toxic mixed in with our masculinity, and no amount of training will turn us into your favorite Twilight character? Masculinity is like coffee. Even when you decaffeinate it, there's still a little caffeine in there. Now, there's certainly no denying that there has been a lot of toxicity associated with men throughout history, oceans of brutality, all of which is horrible, and some of which is why our species still exists on Earth. There are brave women fighting in Ukraine, but the images of people fleeing all seem to be women and children, while every able-bodied man in Ukraine is sticking around to fight and maybe die.
What? Bro, what is he doing? What is happening right now, dude? That's awesome. That's fucking sick, dude. Real MRA shit right here, dude. What about men's rights, huh?
It's not always a great advantage being a man. And toxic though we may be, we do sometimes come in handy. As much as you may not want to admit it, there's a direct correlation between all these lady boners for Zelensky and the fact that he's what people used to call a man's man. He can't.
Bro, what is he talking about? First of all, I see two comedians on screen. One who stood behind and actually defended his country, and the other who 1,000,000% wouldn't, okay? So there's that. The idea that, like, oh, man, it's a manly trait, and I would totally do that. Like, shut the fuck up. No, you wouldn't. And I wouldn't either. I admit it, okay? There are things I would fight for. I don't think this would be one of those things, okay? So there's that. And two, again, Zelensky is incredibly in touch with his feminine side. So what the fuck is going on here? Like, what does this take? He's like not some fucking super hyper masculine like alpha guy
refugees?
At all. He's literally like, he dresses up with dresses all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Can't share right now. He's killing Russians. Turns out after 200,000 years, there's still a lot of another tribe is coming to kill us. And when that happens, you want a little big dick energy. People magazine's search for sexiest man of 2022 is already over. Last year's winner was cuter, but this guy gets women actually hot.
I think liberalism is a brain disease.
Catch me in Mexico when we all get drafted.
Literally, this is where we're at. Like, I mean, this is like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like, this is a serious, alarming brain disease, okay? Seriously alarming level of brain disease that I'm seeing from Bill Maher right now. Or maybe this is his way of just like advocating for a no-fly zone over Ukraine and nuclear holocaust so we can end it all. Because every other word that I hear from him talking about how much he wants to fuck Zelensky and whatever the fuck makes me also advocate for nuclear warfare. You know, I'm good.
So maybe now would be a good time for relationship gurus to stop saying that women just want a man who will listen. Because Zelensky, he's not just listening, he's fixing the problem. This is something I've heard for years, that women just want a man who listens. Don't try to fix their problems. Put that to the test sometime. Go over to her house tomorrow and fix her radiator. I bet she loves it. When there's a noise downstairs, someone has to go into the dark. And most women, yes, still want a man to do it. And if he doesn't, or can't, or won't, it's not sexy. Ooh, a guy who can't perform. I'm melting. No, you want the guy who says, I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. Because I'm John Wick. Who you also want to fuck. And that's why we owe such a debt of gratitude to Zelensky. Forget making America great again. He's making
I mean, this is no different than like, yo, straight up, this is no different than when conservatives like think they're John Wayne. You know what I mean? He is sexualizing a leader and like mythologizing his existence. And basically also making it seem like if I say this stuff about him, then like it's kind of like I'm like that guy. Well, but you're not that guy. You know what I mean? You're not that guy at all.
America grind again. I'd say wives are calling out his name during sex, but they aren't because wives aren't having sex, or husbands, or singles. Researchers have found that Americans across the board are at a 30-year low for sex. Half of Americans don't even have it once a month. 44% of adolescent males say they don't even masturbate. Males? What, are they afraid to touch their own dicks because a gym sock can't give consent?
Wait, did he just say we're at a 30-year low for sex because men can't rape? Like by making a joke about consent, tying it back to like as though consent is the reason why it's so low.
Hi Arjan, congrats on the ignoring the haters arc. Hope it goes well and don't pull up my chat history.
Bro, maybe we're at a 30-year low for sex because like there's no job security. There are no assurances. Life is only steadily in decline. And that people are living with like 11 fucking roommates in cities, working 9 to 5 to 9 to 9. Like, I don't know. I feel like our conditions are probably a part of that. Now, I say are, except for me, it's because I'm fucking brain damaged and literally can't stop streaming. But for the average person, I'm saying.
1 in 4 American adults have not had any sex in the past year, and you thought California was in a drought. The question is why? Why this sex drought? Well, I think the answer might be that men are such pussies now that actual pussies want nothing to do with them. It's the result of having it drilled into us in recent years that masculinity is itself toxic and scary and unevolved, and women don't like it. And the ones who think they do, they really don't. And if you think you do, you're wrong too. What do you know about you? I think you're probably committing a microaggression against yourself right now. You owe you an apology. Even the act of just asking a girl out is now seen by many younger people as overly aggressive. There's a feeling that the attributes traditionally characteristic...
Where? No one thinks that! Who is saying that? Why are they living in a world where they just like make shit up? Let me hear it. The source is probably going to be one singular anecdote that he pulled from like the Daily Wire or something. Let's watch.
Men are inherently problematic, which sounds a lot like men are born wrong. Type the phrase "men are trash" into Etsy, and you can purchase a slew of swag with that phrase on it. When the Obama administration was trying to sell Obamacare to a skeptical nation, they made an ad featuring someone who became famous as Pajama Boy. This is what they put out as an image of the perfect man. The only thing he loves more than affordable health insurance is his therapy cat and Emily in Paris.
I don't understand. I mean, that's like really fucking stupid. Yeah, this is dumb as fuck. But it's also inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Like, why? Why are you hyper focusing on one ad out of like a million ads they cut? So what if he was in fucking pajamas and like, you know, likes the fucking lame shit? Who cares? Bill Maher, do you think you're the perfect man in your mind? Or do you think, much like how Ben Shapiro argues about having like rigid gender norms, okay, that are directly tied to your sex and sexuality, you just don't fit any of those things, so you think maybe advocating for said rigid norms will make it seem like you're more abiding by said rigid norms. Maybe. I mean, this is just straight men's right activist shit, dude.
Ad might as well say, ask your doctor if chemical castration is right for you. Women have come a long way, baby, and the vast majority of that has been long overdue. And
what? That's like Tucker Carlson. This is literally a Tucker Carlson cut.
I need you to calm down.
And very, very
positive.
positive.
You do a total
Fellas, is it gay to wear pajamas, by the way?
40 minutes of yelling at chat every stream.
I'm just saying, like, is it, fellas, is it gay to wear pajamas? You know what I mean? You wear fancy fabrics around your body. I mean, that's pretty gay to me, dude. That's pretty gay to me, brother. Some of them have a butt flap. Oh, that's right. Fellas, is it gay to be cozy? Real men. I wear a burlap sack, and it stabs my body everywhere I go.
But maybe in this one way, you're a victim of your own success. You can win the battle and lose the war if you harangue men into becoming less like us and more like you, and end up with someone you have absolutely no desire to fuck.
It's not gay to wear pajamas. I love my Victoria's Secret waist.
And that's not good for either of the 71 genders we now have. Maybe what we need these days is more sex and less gender. Women aren't attracted to these girly men they've created. The guy you whipped into total sensitivity isn't sexy to you anymore. There's a special place in a woman's heart for a man who learns to suppress his masculinity.
Yeah, totally. That's why, like, nobody loves Timothy Chalamet.
I don't want to go out with women because I can't kiss them like I can the homies at HasanAbi.
Bro, I wish women were more into, like, big bearded dudes instead of people like Timothy Chalamet, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking cry about it. Okay? It's wild to think that, like, this fucking dumbass is going to talk about, like, what women want to fuck when it's obvious we know what women don't want to fuck, and that's you, dumbass.
Hassle.
Holy shit. It's so weird that he's just like, oh, women want to fuck. Women don't like, feminine traits in men.
Right down to his very thoughts.
Literally just have never seen, I don't know, K-pop, I think.
It's called the friend zone. And men, this is ultimately on you. She's not holding a gun to your head and making you a pussy. It's always your choice. Stop sulking. Stop complaining that it's hard to get laid. Oh, you poor incel.
Dog, that's literally you. You just did a fucking 7-minute monologue on how hard it is. What?
Girls don't want to have sex with you unless you put in a little effort. So put in a little effort, you stupid, lazy fucks.